Welcome back to São Paulo, where we went the full 24, but Fnatic was able to scrape by in this one 13-11 fashion. It came down to this epic final round.
Yeah, but it was not a clean game whatsoever here. Fnatic started so incredibly strong, but it looked like NaVi was going to be able to come back. And in a game where we expected it to be a battle of the wits and fantastic ideas back and forth, it really did come down to the scrap to be able to win that one out for Fnatic.
So it's going to feel good to have that one in their back pocket. But HyperX, you were saying how important it was for Fnatic to win the early maps if they want to have a shot in this series. Let's roll all the way back now in this map to kind of see how it broke down. First half, 7-5, they came away with the lead. But I'll be honest, with the way that Fnatic was playing, felt lucky that NaVi even scraped 5 together.
I mean, you said the way Fnatic were playing, Baller hit this perfectly. This, by the numbers, was the worst attacking side we've seen from NaVi. And it felt like that watching it. Discipline was out the window, the fundamentals were all over the place, the spacing on some of these dry site hits just got ripped apart. The A site anchors, even when Fnatic were kind of showing variety, switching positions up, every single person anchoring A site was being fed time and time again. And actually, Boaster coming up huge in 2 of those.
Yeah, so many moments here where they're just trying to get these entries onto the sites. No one's just checking basic angles. Yeah. Watching as you exit out of short, that back site lurk coming through as well. Even when they're on the defending side, Cena just goes on a brief little stroll with his Bladestorm out and just gets shot in the back of the head. There's so many basic things just kind of being really messed up here from the side of NaVi that made this map a hell of a lot rougher for them than it really needed to be.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that did come down to the composition. They played into this one breachless, went with the KO instead as that second initiator, and it felt like they were still playing those executes as if they had the breach, as if they had the stun. We saw how invaluable that was for Fnatic on their attack half, but NaVi created so many gaps in their utility, which Fnatic did a great job of exploiting, like you guys have talked about.
Spoon-feeding 3Ks on the A side was NaVi in the first 6 rounds of that one, but with the 7-5 first half, we get to that back half, and this is where it felt like NaVi started to find a little bit of their rhythm.
Yeah, we had a couple shallow moments. You love to see it. The clutches coming through from him and just helping to keep the team really in the game. Sugetsu, I mean, everybody on the side of NaVi really did have their moments. We started seeing CNED putting up solid numbers as soon as he got that operator into his hands as well. So it was definitely a big level up overall from the side of NaVi on this defending half. But again, if they just hadn't made things as complicated, as rough for themselves on the attack, this could have been an OT. This could have been them taking the map, perhaps.
Still, I think we see some of those issues with Fnatic that we were a little bit worried about coming into this, where they come into a second half after starting strong, after looking good, they kind of start to look like they're running out of ideas, lose a big streak of rounds, and only just barely hold on. It had a shocking similarity to that Icebox game versus 100 Thieves for me.
Yeah, it's a scary thought when you only come away with a 2-round victory on the permabanned map of your opponent. But we already have to start thinking about map number 2, and I do want to take a look at the man Shao down there in the AIM Lab shoot-around, taking a look at how he finds those headshots in those clutch moments.
I mean, his accuracy is just great. We know this about Shao. Doesn't matter if he's got a Ghost in his hand, doesn't matter if he's rocking a Vandal, a Phantom. He is one of the best riflers, one of the best aimers that we just have in this tournament, and he's continuing to show that right now with this
over-under number of seconds till he drops below 100%. 30? Does he make it to 30?
I give it another 8 seconds.
He's not going to miss a shot.
Dude, if he does not, oh my goodness, that'd be nuts.
And it would not appear that he did.
Oh!
No, just barely off.
Pack it up, go home.
Honestly, very similar to what we did see in that second half of play, though, right? Like, it was Shao's clutches that got them back in. It was all of these big individual moments to build for NaVi, but at the last second, the individuals fall a little bit flat. Doesn't work out. Now we head to Lotus.
By the skin of their teeth, Fnatic find themselves with a 1-map lead, but we hop now over to Lotus. High Pockets, NaVi's pick. How you feeling about it?
I come back to the same thing, right? The later this goes on, the more I feel it tips in favor of NaVi. To come away from the permaban for NaVi at 13-11, I feel we haven't seen Lotus from Fnatic yet, and it's unlike them to be sandbagging and kind of avoiding something. So this is actually the one of the veto. I'm expecting to pull something out that is a little quirky, that is a little innovative, so to say, and Fnatic going back to their roots in that regard. NaVi, though, stylistically, I think they're a team that are well-equipped to deal with these sort of curveballs.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to just wait and see. We did see NaVi electing to go to Lotus all the way back versus Crew at the beginning of the Omega bracket, and that was a considerably closer game. They tried to, bring this map out. We got to see CNED over on the Raze. I'm curious to see if we see it again, because that was a 13-10 victory. So NaVi will need to have cleaned up that map.
What does Fnatic have cooking up here in the Prime Gaming Agent Select? That's the big question we have in our mind.
I see a Fade in the mix. Do we get a Fade raised composition with Durka? Is that what they're heading towards here? That has been the solution for NaVi in the past, which has looked pretty good, especially with Angel playing on this Omen, taking so much space for them on their attack. And it's close to Mirror, but it's going to be this Viper instead for Fnatic, going for a double smoke comp. And also, no Omen, which feels very strange for this map with how powerful the teleport and Paranoia can be.
It does, and actually, with the amount of time Chronicle's been spending on Breach, it's interesting to see Lotus is where we're going to see him actually flex away from that, because he's looked fantastic on it.
I mean, it is going to be interesting to see. I mean, Boaster, he's on a comfort pick in that Astra, as you just mentioned. We've got two differences in the Agent Select. We don't have a ton of data on Fnatic, so we'll see if they've got creative strats to follow the creative picks as we head back to our casters, Doug and Paula, for the call.
Haven in the books, Lotus on the menu, and again, this three-side nature of this map should provide for some really exciting moments as we think about this head-to-head battle of the minds.
Yeah, and I think Kilios touched on the crew game for NaVi. It definitely felt like they needed to fix some things moving forward, so hopefully they've patched up the mistakes and setups that they've gone through, because Fnatic, you know how well prepped they come out on every single map, but the thing is, we just haven't seen it yet. It's been floated over and over and over for them with the permaban of Pearl, but nobody's got it just quite yet. And it actually feels a little bit more like an NA comp here from Fnatic than what we've seen from the EU teams, who have been absolutely stellar on this map so far.
Fnatic starting on the attacking side. And you've already got CNET holding this aggressive angle towards mid. And it seems like that's where they're going to go. He's got a Ghost, and he has a nade and a Roomba to work with.
I think one of the interesting things in the prior Lotus game for NaVi was they went up into a completely unorthodox comp with a Neon Raze. And Kerr was so aggressive with it. Here, I think they're going to be much more practiced against this sort of style, given how much we saw it from teams like NRG throughout this tournament. Sugetsu up against it. He has a molly on the door, but they're going through the other side. There's 3 players here from NaVi.
They also have a bunch of utility to work with here. Sugetsu has gone undetected. Oh, he's only able to deal damage. He's not able to get a single kill. Oh, Fnatic just roll over NaVi. My goodness, they might do this in flawless fashion.
A number of those look like they should have been kills for NaVi, but especially those poster ones. The guy was a fiend on Haven. And here he goes again. Chronicle with a lurk. He wasn't even in that sight hit entirely. And you might think unorthodox pick here from Chronicle, but we have seen the Viper from him prior. All the way back in 2021, sure. But he was a monster on split on this agent back in the day. This was clean.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And now you see the buy from NaVi. There's really no force. There's no investment. You've got a couple of sheriffs, but nothing exceptionally out of the norm. While Boaster rocking the Marshall. Feeling some pressure already.
Pick against Sugetsu, who's trying to peek with his turret, but Chronicle so far away, I don't think that turret even would activate.
Oh, look at how far back he is.
I think he's on a platform, elevated edge, too.
Yeah, literally the extremity of the map. We see another turret. Get put down and cleaned up instantly. Wow. Man, they were so patient there.
Jeez.
Yep.
These guys are shoulder peeking. Every single player is just shoulder peeking, and they're getting ripped apart.
They are going to end up on C here. They're going to have 2 members dragging behind just a little bit, making sure there's no flank, making sure there's no funny antics on the side of NaVi. It is just CNET and Xiao here with pistols to work with. I mean, surely you expect this round to be a done deal.
Yep.
We may have back-to-back flawless rounds on the board here.
Yeah, now something NaVi usually is letting happen to them.
No.
When I saw this veto, I was very curious. I mean, with what Achilles was talking about up on the desk, how this map looked a little rough for them to start out. For this to be their first pick, and with the respect they already have shown throughout the veto by just banning Icebox straight out instead of Haven, gives me the feeling NaVi potentially very uncomfortable entirely in the map veto. But we'll see. Fnatic did pick attack here, forcing NaVi onto their weaker side overall. And it's a different wall for Chronicle, cutting off the cross angle and also the breakable door.
We'll start to see some of these mind games played because you've got pressure on both sides. You've got the Viper wall you're just alluding to, then you just have the Haunt coming through C. So Fnatic testing the waters everywhere early on.
And the problem here with NaVi's comp and their defense is how much investment they have to send over towards A if they want to hold on to this space, if they want to take control of Rebel. They haven't really gone for anything like that yet, mostly because they've been sending CNET over towards B at the beginning of the rounds and relying on Sugetsu to play towards A.
Ooh. Fortunate, too, is all it was. You saw him scatter as soon as the knife hit. Now with 45 seconds left, the possibility of rotation starts to dwindle, but it's not out of the equation yet.
And they've controlled this A orb, giving Durka his ults. That's definitely some way they can pivot into this and provide maximum pressure on Zippon and Sugetsu. I'm looking at Zippon, he's playing all the way back in the drop down. He could flash for Sugetsu here, but they're pivoting towards B this split. What can Shao do? Nothing at all.
Oh. Huge kill out from Durka. Now with 12 seconds left, I was concerned they were burning the clock too much, but they arrive at just the right time.
And he could follow up this with an ult too. He could completely zone them out. Every single player is up here in heaven.
There it is.
He doesn't even have to commit.
He shoots it, seeing the knife in his face, and it doesn't land. But it does buy time, it does buy space. Spike ticking away as Alfier gets dropped.
Chronicle puts the wall back up. They're going to take decay.
Durka's got to go big here. Oh, the flash misses! Durka with 3 on the round! What a play out from Durka. What a play out of their star. And what a round out from Fnatic.
It's domination from Durka. Every single time he takes a duel, he's winning it in these first 3. That is just ridiculous. Not only his first shot onto Shao, I mean, just ridiculous. He jumps up on top, finds a little headshot angle, and then shuts down the pivot. I mean, that was all Durka. The entire round, they're focused on him.
Yeah.
It's an early timeout again from NaVi, even earlier than Haven.
I mean, Durka's 7-1 right now. And again, you think about little things like that flash. That flash is a little more shallow. Durka doesn't get 2 there potentially.
Yeah.
And then what?
I mean, and then they're still scrambling through.
Yeah.
I mean, huge kills, but honestly, he might have already done enough. Even with Alpha, falling outside of A. Full focus from Angel, too, just fully listening. Doombros doing most of the talking in this timeout. Now the implementation starts.
Balla, given the map pool and given how Fnatic have looked, how concerned are you if Fnatic take this map as well?
I mean, going up to already is just such a unsurmountable task. We haven't really seen it in the main VCT circuit internationally. But Fracture next, I think that could definitely go NaVi's way, even with the dominant win that Fnatic had over 100 Thieves. A set decider. The thing is, how do you get there through split as well?
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen from NaVi.
Split historically has been such a wild card map too, but seems very far away for now. The buy for NaVi, not great. See if Angel and Sugetsu can find any value out of the rifles that they have. Seems like it's going to be a hit that ends up C.
Sees nade, possibly. That's what Dirk is waiting for right now.
Yep.
Doesn't catch Sugetsu. He's pivoted over towards Waterfall.
Things get real uncomfortable in these tight corners when you have utility bouncing all over the place.
Only Sheriffs, though. The run sprays are going to be good enough.
Sugetsu finds one. He finds the opener. Shao gets one, too.
Oh.
They may convert this. Again, when you put yourself in such close confines, chaos ensues. And they throw the brakes on the round. Now Alfie getting the spike down. And Angel close by, waiting to pounce alongside the rest of Fnatic. Can they get a round on the board here? Angel's in trouble. The Guardian gone. 2 pistols left, and one of them's a classic? I just don't know that there's enough there. No, there's not. 3 for Alfie, 4 for Fnatic, and full momentum ahead.
Even when discipline is shown from NaVi, any single one of these players left in these situations for Fnatic can bring it back. And when you have the gun advantage, absolutely. Alfie are also recognizing there, Angel the only player with that Guardian. Let's take the fight to them. They recontrol Waterfall. You honestly think NaVi maybe should have pivoted one player back over to help him. And while NaVi took A lobby control a little bit better, actually did challenge it for the first time in that eco. They go for it again, but Fnatic already knows the type of flavor that they go for on it. It's less investment, it's not a season aid. So I would expect later on as well for them to challenge that. Alfir is gonna go for a lockdown. He just picked up the orb on C Mound. And NaVi had to expect that this was coming.
Haunt popped. CNED finds a corner. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness!
You can see the molly coming in late from Alfir there.
Yeah, timing just not there. 4v4 here on the round, and now the spike.
Oh, Chronicle.
Can rotate out.
They didn't get the spike down yet, yeah, that's true. Not even the site. Chronicle's trying to find some space. They look like they want a challenge.
Yeah, Angel's in a spot here where he can split things up though. He can play spoiler if the timing's right. Oh, and it is! A magnetic flick out from Alfir, or from Angel, excuse me, onto Alfir.
So trying to recoup what the situation is, understand the game state. He's all the way up in this spot. CNED's the one person here.
Audible upon audible as Angel finds another. 15 seconds left, the spike rotating its way back to C. Yeah, Boaster's found some time. He's found some space.
Leo might have to toss the spike up to him.
Yeah, he will. Package delivered. Now spike planted. They're gonna have the Cosmic Divide to work with too.
2v3 just like we just saw. Better guns here for NaVi though.
And Leo's healthy. And they convert this Boaster with a massive one, but it traded right back. Leo in this 1v2. Still in a decent spot here. The onus is on NaVi to take the space. What can Leo do? Oh my gosh, he's gotten into a 1v1. He just saw the gun drop, and Leo with the clutch! Leo is outrageous! So deflating for NaVi.
These close situations on the C site going NaVi's way, or Fnatic's way over and over. It's just disgusting from Leo. You expect the mound play, you absolutely do. Just pushing a little too far, that's another 2v3 from Fnatic. And Angel, third round in a row with the Guardian here. He has been the guy who's been making these rounds close.
But there just hasn't been any cigar yet. I mean, to find yourself down 5-0 early, and yeah, you can make the conversation around Lotus feeling a little attack-sided, but there have been some real close rounds, map aside, that really probably should have gone NaVi's way, and they just haven't. Alfie towing with death there. It's a delicate dance, but he walks away with the kill.
That's what I was talking about as well. Alpha can just sit still and take these little fights. Fnatic can even engage in dueling with Zipon, dueling with Angel. The players who are mostly taking this A lobby control. Because they can't really invest so much into it.
What is Angel up to? He's got the ult. Waiting just on the other side of the door. Spam out from Xiao, not getting anything yet. Ult cleared out. Do they commit to B? Seems very likely that they do. Durka playing just on the other side of the smoke. Alfier with a massive kill on Angel, and Durka gets one too. 10 seconds left on the round. 5v2 in favor of Fnatic. And yeah, CNET is ult, but I just don't know that you can really convert that into much more. No. Another round in favor of Fnatic. Ball, this has been a slaughter.
This is absolutely not what you expect when you watch NaVi throughout this tournament. They have looked like the most clean team and potentially the best. But here's Fnatic. Here's these players who we know the caliber of this team. And they're just completely stomping whatever ideas NaVi have. I don't even know what Angel was cooking there. He TP'd over towards A, canceled it immediately. To me, looking like he's misreading, even though his reads on Haven were quite good. But there's certain things that HyperX was touching on in the desk when in between maps. It's just not as coordinated.
The
Doors
Molly
open.
Just bounced off the alarm bot.
They've actually denied every possible hit here.
CNET landing one with the op in the face of the Nightfall. Durka deafened, aggressive, goes, gets the kill. Can Angel find any timing? Can Angel find any space? The spike's out. They're going to rotate away. And the thing is, they're going to rotate right into Angel. Again, he has kept these rounds close. Can he do it again? Durka has a spike here. And he's by himself with 44 HP.
Running the good old send everybody spread. In the man disadvantaged situations, they'll come back to Durka late. Alfier's going to completely send on the site. Oh, he can't clear this.
Alfier?
No, there's no chance. Not by himself. That's way too difficult.
And yeah, that's going to buy some space for the spike to potentially go down C, but the truth is, NaVi have so many numbers that Angel didn't have to go very far. He's still here. That could have secured the round. Leo has to rotate so far over to get the spike and then still get it planted. I just don't know if there's enough time here, Paula.
Yeah, he's just going for picks at this point. Money's well in their favor. Dangerous game that CNET and Angel played there, but Angel locks up the round by taking out the first. And Durka. And it was Durka too, so you know that easily could have been a snap to the face. And then CNET challenged with the op. I wonder there, you mentioned, was that the orb that missed coming into that?
Yeah, it was the Viper orb that hit off Killjoy utility and bounced straight up. And you wonder if that somehow impacted their approach, yeah.
Oh, 100%. That barely even blocked Waterfall, barely even blocked a walkout angle for them. Chronicle has been using the orb right where it just landed on most rounds, so that one specifically hurts a lot, and that one hurts too. CNET down to 30 HP with barely any information. Well, he's playing on top of the box.
Still has the op, and it looks like he's going to be able to dodge the utility. I don't think he got hit by that nightfall, so he's going to have some room to work with. He still lands the shots on Durka, though, as NaVi with a big numbers advantage. The rotations are starting to come through as they try to storm the gates out onto the site.
He's directly under him.
Oh, alpha shots go a little wide. CNET feeling the pressure, understanding where the threat is. The Molly creating space for just a moment. Note the spike is still not up. What can Alfier do in a 1v5? Yeah, I mean, he's on the opposite side of the map. There's a line drawn by NaVi protecting the spike. And when you're outnumbered like this, you're praying for a miracle.
2 rounds in a row for NaVi. And it starts to look a little better. The hold there on the walk up from Fnatic. That Viper wall, Viper orb, looks very Bind-esque in the way that you can threaten the lurks and take the space. Then the Nightfall combination in through as well, trying to find some space. Seen as the one who shuts it down. And Shao on the door too. He's not playing Jet, but he's still opping. So let's see if he can get a fiery start to bring NaVi back into this game, because up to this point it has looked absolutely brutal.
And the alarming thing to think of is that if it really was that Viper orb that really caused fits into the round, that was the first round that NaVi won. So you wonder if that goes the way that they wanted, we could be looking at an 8-0.
Yeah, especially losing all those weapons too. Would have forced an eco, potentially. You're absolutely right. So many tools, so many ults right now up for the players on both sides. The pit, that really hasn't come into a factor quite yet for Chronicle. It's up this round. Durka and Alfia have some space-taking tools too. You've got to be challenging, or you've got to be trying to deny a spike plan if you're NaVi.
Angel once again in an aggressive spot, and he can't clear out the haunt. He couldn't clear out the haunt.
He was in a smoke form.
Angel had no options. He was just a sitting duck. And they've taken the space out onto the site. They may not even need to invest the pit here.
Oh, but Boaster's actually going the long way around here. Sort of through the waterfall path, so CNED might be able to get him before he crosses. They're going to smoke him off, though.
Shao is here to help, too. So they have some numbers.
Denying the plan with the satchel.
Yep. And now the Roomba.
Again.
He is persistent. You got to give him that. Spike planted to get 2 down. And Shao tanking the molly damage. Gets a kill onto Durka. 4v2 here, and again, the question is, does Chronicle drop the pit? Does he invest it, or can he continue to snowball this lead? And yes, he does.
He drops it, but I think he really did not want to.
Yeah, you can tell there was hesitation.
I mean, they also had Alfear's ult to hold on to that as well. We just saw Leo actually peeking through the top of that pit. So there's some nerdy stuff going on with that. We'll have to keep an eye. I don't know if Chronicle will be able to pick it back up. Alfear, he spots CNED.
He's going for the jugular. Up, dropped! Can he find anything else? Shao trying to tuck, trying to stay alive, and the timing's just not great for Alfear. He should be able to pick up the op.
But we have to go back to the beginning of that round. I don't know what the heck is happening on that mound. Angel has been so good at breaking that haunt by himself normally. Something went wrong there. Because Zipon was close with him. Maybe expected Zipon to be breaking it for him. And he could throw up the one-way.
Yeah, he just didn't have an angle. Wow.
Yeah, he's doing too much against 3 who are pushing him.
Yep. And well done by Fnatic to pounce on that. To not just get the initial kill, but to take the space, get the second kill too. NaVi, no real time to think about it as they're hopping into the next round. Durka has a showstopper to work with. Alfie are playing tight in the smoke, but look at how far up this duo of Zipan and Angel have gotten! 1 for 1. He's still there, and you weren't expecting Alfie. They're playing this so cleanly, Bala. Even the alarm bot on the other side of the Viper wall to make sure they're not getting pushed. They're just so careful with every aspect of the round.
I don't know, that's twice in a row where we have the exact same start. Granted, Zipon got 1 kill at least to make it slightly interesting. Siege tries to keep him there. Maybe the lockdown will actually keep Boaster in, and it does. He falls. Oh, Shao.
The site Venn diagram
Shao
as the first one passes.
Mistake.
Second one will lock down Shao.
No, it's 2.
And Sugetsu, yeah. But you've got CNED close by. So they should be safe, but are you expecting somebody right below you? He's going aggressive. Alfear finds the shots onto Shao. 3v2 here in favor of Fnatic. Numbers advantage once again, key. What can CNED do? Nothing. I mean, NaVi cannot do anything. Another round for Fnatic.
We are zooming to another really poor half here from NaVi. Especially in comparison to what you normally would expect from them. The first map on Lotus for them was 9-3. They came back from that. But against Fnatic, there's no chance that even their maximum here, 4 rounds, is even close to enough.
Remember here, it was Angel who previously took over to bring NaVi back onto their Lotus map, but it just feels like Fnatic are so prepared for his antics, for Zipan's antics.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen them try to aggressively take space just to gladly welcome it and receive?
I mean, particularly, Angel's been not a non-factor when they go for those types of things. Sometimes he gets the space, but there's a start. Sugetsu on Alfier. That opens up the flank, that opens up the threats here for Fnatic that they have to consider.
Boaster grabbing the orb, grabbing the Cosmic Divide, but the knife tagged all 4.
Don't forget Durka, if he ults, he gets canceled from Zipon.
The paranoia is going to delay things for just a moment. Look how far off Boaster is, waiting for the flank, and the spike's going to follow shortly thereafter. I think they're going to try to rotate out here.
The classic has been to fake footsteps away from Fnatic and recommit.
Flash on the Prowler, Star. And there's the ult. Not using it to counter the ult, but it is going to be used to buy some time. Leo through, and I don't know if they know that that's the case. Jump peeking every single corner, and Angel.
It's a really good smoke for him.
Yes, it is. Finding comfort
it's
in the
gonna fade.
Smoke, and he has swayed too many targets, and he can't land a single shot. The Sheriff just not good there.
Oh!
Sugetsu has gotten 3 on the round. Spike planted 2v2 here, and Sugetsu has a rifle. He had a rifle. There's just nothing going their way, man. There's nothing going NaVi's way. What a clinical performance out from Fnatic.
Looks like we're going back into history here. And looking at the Fnatic versus NaVi core from online, where they have been firmly in the lead. Their matches on LAN at Copenhagen in the past have split, and Fnatic has made such tremendous upgrades in the offseason.
Well, there's a double op setup for Fnatic on attack.
That's just them using all the extra money that they have.
I mean, I guess if you've got it,
oh,
right?
That Season 8 actually almost catches 2 players.
Alfier took a little bit of damage. Durka did as well, yeah.
He's juggling that op over to Mount. I think he gave it up eventually. Keep it out of the hands if they end up going for the flank, but Alfier's just holding that. Angel does have TP he can get off and hold potentially.
And remember, it's that dastardly duo on the other side of the map that has just not found success that they're used to. The hit looks like it will end up on C. You have 3 members from NaVi waiting. Showstopper! Oh, he wasn't able to get the height advantage, but he lands a shot anyway onto Shao. CNED trades it back with one of his own. 3v3 here is now all the remaining members in the round scatter. The paranoia good to delay, to buy time. Alfier drops CNED. They're split up again.
It's the same situation over and over on C. NaVi finds some early fight in this, and then Fnatic just claps back. Boaster's giving himself a covey. This is 1v1 between the IGLs.
Angel was looking at the ground. Boaster able to clean that up. And now Zipon left in this 1v3. Last round of the half, too. They're playing this so well. I mean, they're not even giving them a fight right now. And then if you do get fights, you're split on both sides. What truly feels like an impossible situation. Just to get to 3 rounds and a half. If this spot right now, Bala, is not indicative of how dominant the half has been for Fnatic, I don't know what is.
If this situation as well. The Molly, the grab well. and the wide swing. Fnatic have roared out on the second map to a 10-2 lead. This is just ridiculous. What a performance from Fnatic.
10-2 lead for Fnatic. We're going to throw it down to Yinsu yet again, who's standing by with a couple of special guests by the way of Tarek and Quarterjade.
Thank you very much, Doug and Bala. That's right, I've got Quarterjade and Tarek with me. I just want to say thank you for being here, you know, as the NA representative, because we don't really have any of them left in the tournament.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. It's a really cool opportunity for creators to be involved. I think me and Jody and the rest of the guys are all having a fantastic time, and the atmosphere is just insane in the arena.
Yeah, it's your second time as well, Jody. We saw you in Istanbul as well, so are you enjoying the Brazilian crowd here?
Yeah, I actually am enjoying this experience more just because the crowd is so hype, especially yesterday. I mean, today people showed up, but yesterday's crowd was just so loud that it was like, I've never experienced something like that.
Shout out to them for showing up, yeah. Like
I didn't even see what I did.
No pun intended.
I do want to ask you about the game real quick. Who are you guys supporting and what have you made of the map 1 and map 2 so far?
So I've got my heart with Fnatic, but my brain is on NaVi's side, and I guess that's why they're losing. I am known as the Jinx, so I'm sorry, NaVi. I guess this loss is on me.
I am also rooting for Fnatic. After meeting Boaster in Turkey, I was like, I'm just a Boaster fan. I'm rooting for them.
I'll hook you up with a sticker. He's giving out stickers at this event.
Yeah,
so
hell yeah.
For the next stream, you'll have one. Now, FRT, he's going to be going up against you, Tarek, in the show match. He had a few strong words to say yesterday. He was giving it, so you want to respond to that?
Interesting, yeah. He's been the nicest guy. I met him for the first time at this event, but then I heard he was talking smack, and I actually loved that. But we'll see who's doing the smacking during the match, and I'll try to give him a few rounds during the game. And I know my team will have fun, but I'll make sure their team has fun too. Don't worry about it. But we're coming for that ass, okay? We're coming for that ass.
What do you make of that, Jody?
That's kind of you to allow them to have fun.
I'll make sure they have a good time. I know we will.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I'm sure the watch party's having a good time as well. So shout out to Tarek's chat. I have to give him a shout out every single time we're here.
They'll appreciate that.
Thank you very much, you guys. And I'm going to throw this back to Doug and Bala and see if NaVi can bring this back.
Thank you, and so yeah, it seems almost impossible, really, kind of given what we saw in the first half from Fnatic, given the struggles where NaVi tried to put their playmakers in space to take over rounds. They weren't able to convert on that. They weren't able to execute. It just seems like they don't have nearly the same oomph that we've seen previously.
Yeah, and the control that we even saw from Fnatic on Haven too. I mean, that did go down to the wire. It didn't go to 13-11, but you did not expect that to carry over into this map. And 10-2 now, Fnatic is racing towards the grand finals in this best of 5. No matter what, not over yet, not over on this map, not over in this series. NaVi came back from a 9-3 against Crew. But what a different team this Fnatic is.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't even make the comparison, right? Fnatic just looks so drilled. They look so complete right now, making very few, if any, mistakes that we've seen. And yeah, NaVi may be really good on the attacking half historically on Lotus, but how do you surmount a 10-2 deficit?
Yeah, and that stat completely skewed. We've only seen it one time for them. I think overall, sure, it's good, but let's see this fight. Angel versus Alfier. He gets the jump on him. Up on top of the root, and Angel finally gets some control back. This turret, this alarm bot is down. But with the wall, they've actually denied them the space. They're going to try to wait out the fuel right now.
CNED looking for a target, looking for a head to take. Thing is, Fnatic have 3 members here already.
Yeah, but they pivoted through the door. They've read the situation well. Chronicle was staying up towards Heaven for the majority of that.
Note here very quickly, there's not a lot of utility on the side of either of these teams. Leo has a little bit, but this could be chaotic.
Well, Angel's not even in the fight right now. There's 2 players holding the breakable door.
Fnatic attempting to take the site back. Boaster pushing through the smoke, and he may have bit off a bit too much. Kills getting traded back and forth. Dirk and Leo, the only 2 that remain. Numbers in favor of NaVi. As the Prowler goes aggressive, Leo gets the shots. And that's another kill now. Dirk on the tap. Oh, the timing not great. That could have been problematic. It could be very problematic. Wow. Dirk has to stick it. He has to hold it. And it's around for NaVi.
That post plant definitely fell apart for NaVi there. It felt like multiple people were on different pages. They're holding onto the breakable door. They also had a little bit of heaven control, but CNED backs off of it. That allows that flank through door by Leo to come really, really slowly. And then Angel and Sugetsu were the final wall for Fnatic to get through. So they gave themselves at least a contingency plan, but still not the cleanest. Angel gets across.
Yeah, but they know where he is.
He's isolatable. And this is where Zippon shined in their first bout against Crew. Was on this attack side, was finding early picks actually. Just felt very comfortable playing on this map.
Two shorties on the side of Fnatic in the hands of Boaster and Alfier. And they are a bit spread here as they try to control the opposite sides of the map.
And you could tell actually the difference between how Leo and Zippon approach their role. Both play very similar roles. Leo was 8-0 first kills and first death, but Zippon very good in the ratio, but taking a lot more.
Yeah. Both are playing in the smoke, trying to find some value with the shorty. Still safe for now, the spam not landing. He's jumping into the molly. He's expecting a kill there, and he gets one.
The Phantom.
22 HP, he's been able to upgrade a weapon, and he goes for more. But Zippon able to clean him up. Remaining guns on the side of Fnatic, not great, less than stellar. And now Alfier is left alone. He's isolated. He's late to the party. And he's been good, but I don't know that he's been good enough to win a 1v3 of the Classic.
Now, the interesting part about the lead here for Fnatic, if they let this slip even a little bit, it's not a situation like, for example, their Icebox comp or some of their other compositions where they can get free rounds eventually with the ults. This one's not nearly as powerful on defense, at least. Maybe on attack you can make that argument. But it's much too soon to think NaVi still has a real chance back into this.
Clean couple of rounds out from NaVi. We'll see that. I mean, they still have Zippon with the Guardian, so their money seems like it's going to be rolling very well for the next couple of rounds.
Enemy remaining.
I mean, thank goodness for NaVi that Phantom that Boaster picked up only had one bullet, because I think that made him get a little panicky.
Yep.
If it had more than that, he had all the room to play with the time. They're going to go for C's nade against Angel, who TP'd across in the prior round. And catch him preemptively. Switch up to the Haunt. And they've cleared out the back of that spot. And just looking for Leo right now.
Turret's gonna spot, no swing off of it. Patience out from Leo.
That wall completely spammable. Zippon trying to find it with the Guardian at that range. Reminder, Leo still has not died first in this tournament.
Very well played from Angel there to draw out the Killjoy utility. And yeah, they have to invest a Prowler to clear out spaces that they probably should have had at the beginning of the map, but Fnatic have done such a good job of investing that utility to create control in that space.
Sugetsu had a deep turret that Boaster just broke. But knowing that's up, Boaster also knows Sugetsu's close, but huge kill out from CNED, and they've got the advantage.
Boaster's still here, though. He's still close by. He takes a step back. How much more can he find? 4v4 here on the round. Shao getting the spike down.
I like this deep smoke here. They can control Waterfall a lot better that way. Still maybe even play up on the site, but Boaster's through it.
Look at Angel's positioning. He hits the timing right here. He can secure the round for NaVi. Meanwhile, the rest of the fight has to hold on the site. They have to be able to buy time for him, but Boaster and Leo playing spoiler. And they're going to go aggressive. Zipan's down. It's all on to Angel, and he's not able to do anything. Bolster gets 4 on the round. The defuse is going to come through, and Fnatic get to 11.
They're just playing so good. No matter how NaVi try, no matter how optimized some of their hits are, Bolster to find one to escape. And there's no utility there because he picks off the perfect person. And Sugetsu, who has the utility to clear out his space. And his safe haven in Waterfall there. A 4K.
Let's get freaky.
For the IGL.
Oh, and he's feeling it.
When does
NaVi play? Yikes.
That's harsh.
Yep.
That's harsh.
Fair question, though. Oh, they read? They read him!
Hey, he's just forced out there. The nade going through. Wasn't even a season that, too. He just TP'd right into it.
I mean, Fnatic have very comfortably camped out in NaVi's mind right now.
In Angel's mind.
I mean, there's nothing that's working. Fnatic have been so dominant.
Ooh, this wall is kind of hindering Alpha here. He's got the turret watching anybody walking out of B, but he wanted to take the fights here.
Little utility may be headed his way.
Oh,
the nade just a
late,
little delayed, yeah.
He has the wall to back off of and no line of sight to those pellets.
CNED spotted. Position betrayed, but Durka lands a shot. Now, how much more can he find? It's Ipen on the challenge. The swing is there, and Durka's glad to receive, but it's traded right back. Fnatic again with the numbers advantage, with map control.
Oh. It's desperate, this lockdown. It's absolutely desperate. You expect him to be falling off. He tries to get through the Cosmic Divide with only 15 seconds left.
NaVi just look lost. Yeah, NaVi just look lost, man. Yes, there's no magic there. They haven't been able to convert on many of these clutches, but the truth is they're finding themselves in these 1vx's late in rounds regardless. So you're setting yourself up for that 20 seconds prior to those tense moments. And if you find yourself in that repeatedly, you're asking for a lot.
I mean, what can you do when your IGL and Smokes player dies first? And the thing is, they didn't recognize that nade came through in the prior round, or that there was any attempt at all.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Actually, it didn't even come in. They just used the haunt to clear it all out.
NaVi really just feel like they've kind of whimpered into this series. Yeah, they had a run back at things on Haven to keep things interesting, but even then, it really just felt like when was Fnatic going to close it out? Yep. It never really felt like NaVi were in control.
And look, we've got a final timeout here for NaVi, and yes, they're going to make a run at things here. They're going to try to make a run at things, I should say. But more importantly, they've got to get their mind right to try to go for a reverse sweep, and they've done it before. This team has done it before in other situations, not on a global stage, not on LAN. In the offseason, they had one. And in an open qualifier, they had one. So, like, you think, okay, maybe, but not with the NaVi that showed up today. No. Not with what we've seen so far in these first two maps.
I mean, they look like a shell of the team that we were all touting as the best here. Given their performance, I mean, yeah, it seems very reasonable, but they just look so incomplete right now. This does not look like the same team.
Well, I think it's Fnatic in a lot of senses. Just the raw power of a player like Durka. Ooh, is this actually not clear? They break it, and they get two players up inside the B corridor. That could definitely trap a player later on, especially with the way they play the off angles. Just complete denial on the door, but important for them to actually break that and bait out that alarm or the nanoswarm there from Alpha.
He still has some utility to keep him safe, to keep A secured. But you're right, that's one big step down. Poor Alpha, he's getting everything thrown his way. Can he hold them back again? He can!
Yeah, but the Nightfall there actually denies. Durka popped his ult. They're just faking there. And Alfir didn't have the info, but he still gets a kill.
Chronicle, now the one to have to hold them back on C.
It's Angel again who falls too, so they don't really have any space to play in this post plant. They're gonna have to play aggressive here. And Zippon has no flashes to make that happen. They're going into Boaster.
Hasn't worked before, but can it work now? Durka falls first. They're not expecting Boaster here. Oh, he swings around the turret.
Oh.
Chronicle with 2 massive ones. He drops down and he gets the third! Unreal performance. Individually, they seem immaculate. As a team, it seems like they can do no wrong. And it's another round, another map in favor of Fnatic.
Boaster immediately up on his feet, asking the crowd to give them more, asking the crowd to start thinking about sending NaVi home. We're only 2 maps in. I think the expectation was a insane NaVi, was the NaVi that we saw against Crew, the NaVi that we saw against Secret, the NaVi that we saw take down a favorite in Leviathan. And maybe the fans were right and the pundits were wrong, because Fnatic are that team.
Man, everything, again, really everything going their way. Fnatic just looks so strong right now. And the questions around Fnatic just seems like such a distant memory right now.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I mean, I don't even have a thought in my mind about that. Not the Fnatic that showed up at Champions in either state. That team is long gone.
Long gone indeed. Unreal performance out from Fnatic as they take down map 2, map 3, and potentially the last on the other side of this break. We'll be right back. Dude, they're just getting clapped.
Yep.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.